What is going on, guys? Winner Kills here, and welcome to a brand new Locals feature match. Welcome to the start of a new week as well. Hopefully you guys are having a good day so far. But we've got Cyber Dragons on the left versus Dark Magician on the right. So hopefully you guys are going to enjoy this interesting matchup here. One thing I want to bring up as well as these guys get ready to start is that on Friday, I actually will be uploading a 5th round feature match, which is basically going to be the first place playoff match. And the reason we had a 5th round this week was because the winner of the tournament was going to win a playmat, an official OTS playmat. And if there were 2 4-0s at the end of the 4th round, there would be a playoff to find, whoever got first place, like the true first place finisher. So there will be the playmat playoff at the end of the week, so stay on the lookout for that. But looks like Dark Magician getting to go first here. I don't remember exactly who won the die roll, but even if Cyber Dragon won the die roll, of course they're going to let their opponent go first so they can take advantage of the contact fusion mechanic, for what it's worth. Probably not going to be too good in this particular matchup, but you never know. Could always be pretty decent going into any given strategy. And of course, you have things like searchable kaijus with cyber repair plants, overload fusion anaconda. Lots of ways to do damage going second. Also, just making sure Cyber Dragon is a card that you can utilize. It's a really good card, right? You want to make sure it can be a free summon when you want it to be. So electing to go second will always give you, that advantage. So Dark Magician going first, ending on Rod, set 3 with Circle, and passing turn. So most likely has the setup with Eternal Soul, which, Dark Magician, the deck, as is, kind of is a meme sometime. But, now that Dragoon is a card and has been a card for so long, it can put up pretty decent end boards of, Eternal Soul with Circle and, a Banish, with Circle, with summoning Dark Magician. Dealing with Red Eyes Dark Dragoon itself is just always a pain. And then, Secret Village of the Spellcasters on top of that, which is, an end board I've seen before and actually had to deal with when I went to Locals last Tuesday and I was playing Drytron right before Synchro Storm came out. And I actually had to play against the same player and I actually lost game 2 because I had to deal with, Eternal Soul, Circle combo, Dragoon, and Secret Village of the Spellcasters. And, yeah, Drytron doesn't really do too well against that, lo and behold. Especially if you don't draw any side deck cards, but I digress. So, Cyber Dragon starting off with Cyber Dragon onto the board and a Pot of Prosperity. I believe taking a Cosmic Cyclone. Main decked Cosmic Cyclone here, so that's going to come in handy. Probably just holding it for the Eternal Soul. That way you don't lose one of your monsters. Board presence for Cyber Dragon is pretty important. You don't want to lose a card like Cyber Dragon Nova to Circle, or an Anaconda, which is a card that this deck takes advantage of. So we're going to see him normal core. Core is going to add Cyber Rev System. And it looks like he also has a copy of Machine Duplication in hand as well, which is a really, really, really strong card to have right here. Go ahead and summon out 2 more copies of Cyber Dragon from the deck and threaten it in Infinity, Nova into Infinity play. And it looks like it's exactly what he's going to do. It is going to resolve. We're not going to see an Imperm or a Veiler on the core in response to the duplication. That's something that you would want to do in some cases because that'll force them to have to summon 2 Cyber Dragon cores from the deck instead of letting them get 2 Cyber Dragons, which of course leads to Nova and then of course leads to Infinity. But of course they could always default and link it to something like Seeger, or they could go into something like Anaconda. So they're still getting to summon 2 monsters from the deck for essentially free. But if you can make it so they're not Cyber Dragon, right, that's obviously going to be a little bit more beneficial. So on the summon of Nova, it looks like we're going to see the Eternal Soul, which with cards like Soul Servant, I believe the field spell that just came out, like Magician's Salvation, Magician's Circle, there's so many freaking search cards for the Dark Magician deck is absolutely absurd. The amount of support cards this deck has at this point, not even including Dragoon, it's actually just kind of insane. So we're going to see Cosmic Cyclone go ahead and banish the Eternal Soul in response to its activation. And then Eternal Soul, I believe when it leaves the field, it destroys all monsters control. So Magician's Rod going with it. So he's probably pretty glad he was main decking Cosmic Cyclone here. And I also don't blame him for doing so. Our locals tends to be a little bit more, you know, rogue / control heavy. Yes, there is meta there, but rogue usually tends to, you know, be the most represented thing in the room, or anti-meta or control-based decks or backer-heavy decks, etc., etc., however you want to look at it. So, Infinity baiting out a Solemn Strike, which, I mean, you don't, like, have to strike there, but, like, it's pretty good. I mean, they're going to get to, like, they're going to have an interruption at the end of the day regardless, because, like, here, like, if you let the Infinity stay on the board, and then he eventually goes for Anaconda, like, you strike Anaconda, and then, like, you know, Dragoon's not coming out, but you still have to deal with Infinity. This way, you don't have to deal with Infinity, but you're still having to deal with Dragoon. So, like, I don't know if it really matters too much, to be totally honest. Like, and he's not even going for Dragoon here. So I guess in this instance, saving the strike for the Anaconda might have been a little bit better because, of course, Infinity can't negate Solemn Strike because it is spell speed 3. Also, one thing I'm noticing here that is a little bit puzzling is that our Cyber Dragon player is currently under the restriction from Pot of Prosperity, which means he's only able to deal half damage this turn, which could be rather problematic. I don't think he actually realizes this because even after his opponent has taken 15 from Solemn Strike, this isn't actually game. I think he can only do 4450 damage. So yeah, it's actually not game. So he should have gone for Dragoon instead of Rampage Dragon. But I don't think both players were aware of the fact that Prosperity actually resolved earlier in the turn. So yeah, I mean, if he had been aware of that, I'm sure he would have gone for the Dragoon. But it is what it is. Neither player catches it. And, yeah, Dark Magician losing there in game 1, unfortunately, not catching that. It is what it is. You just got to remember those Prosperity half damage clauses because, you know, sometimes, like in this situation, it can matter. It can make a difference. But, you know, it doesn't always get caught, unfortunately. But either way, as game 2 gets started, I want to mention a quick shout out to Imperium Duelist. If you guys are interested in picking up amazing playmats, sleeves, deck boxes, and dice and more, check them out at the link below. They are going to be restocking their Demon Slayer themed deck box this Friday. If you guys want to get one before it sells out, here is a reminder. It is restocking Friday, and you can use my discount code WinterKills10 off at checkout to save 10% off your entire order. They are also now selling brand new tournament sleeves, just regular old white sleeves, and I've been using them for the past like week or so, and I love them. I like them way more than their past, you know, sleeve designs, so you guys should definitely check that out as well. And again, don't forget to use my discount code WinterKills10 off at checkout to save 10% off your entire order. And if you guys are buying anything on TCG Player, please do not forget to use my affiliate link down in the description below. If you guys shop and check out using that link, a small bit of the revenue from your purchase goes right back in the channel and helps out a ton. So, getting back to the game here, Dark Magician opting to go first here, which is not shocking. This is a deck that really doesn't lose to the contact fusion mechanics, so, like, you know, letting, you know, yourself go first here I think is totally okay. Setting up, I mean, they did set up Solemn Strike with the Eternal Soul and Circle last game, which wasn't enough, which is, I mean, that was only, what, like 2 interruptions, and he did have Cosmic for it. But this time, you know, he's actually getting access to Magician Souls here, which is really strong. We already saw him start with Terraforming for Magician Salvations for Eternal Soul, and now we're seeing him actually resolve a Magician Circle here. Looking at the top 3, and he is going to take another Circle off of Circle, which I'm just going to assume you can do, if you can take Circle off of Circle. And it looks like we're going to see him activate Magician Souls now, pitching off to, I think, in Navigation and Circle to go ahead and draw 2. And he was actually able to, you know, see the top 3 cards of the deck, so he knows what he's drawing into. He's going to summon out the Apprentice Illusion Magician, I believe it's called. And he's going to go ahead and search out Dark Magician. I think he summons that by discarding a Spellcaster. And searching out Dark Magician, obviously, to pair with the Eternal Soul. Eternal Soul doesn't really work too well if you don't have Dark Magician. But of course, you know, there's a funny link monster in the game that can make sure you have it in your graveyard whenever you need it. And of course, that is Anaconda. And it is going to resolve here. No impermanence from our Cyber Dragon player. No Veiler. You hate to see it. But Cyber Dragon should be able to plow through 1 Dragoon interruption. But, you know, the Banish on top of that. And if he's got anything else, like maybe if he's got Solemn Strike in hand, like it's going to be really hard to play through, you know, those 3 interruptions. And they're all spread out. So it's not like you can drop at the board. But back row removal will certainly help out a ton. We already know he's maining Cosmic Cyclone. I think I saw a Lightning Storm in his hand too, so like this board could fall apart rather quickly. So we'll see what he decides to lead with here. Okay, so he has Harpy's Feather Duster and Lightning Storm, so this is a bit of a blowout here. And, you know, if you're the Dark Magician player, I feel like, yeah, you want to negate that with the Dragoon and hope they don't have something else, but they do have Lightning Storm. So, I mean, if they have 2, they have 2. You can't really be too upset about that. There's not much you can do there, unfortunately. And now we're going to see a Red Eyes Fusion from our Cyber Dragon player. Lots of diversity here in this match. Just Dragoons all over the place. So we're going to go and see him dump a Dark Magician and a Red Eyes Black Dragon to go ahead and summon out the Funny Fusion Man of the decade. And you cannot normal summon or special summon the rest of the turn, but I believe you can still normal set. I know, crazy, right? So we'll go ahead and offer a cut here, and not really sure there's much else he can do other than just go battle phase, attack over Anaconda, because like you don't want to like pop Anaconda because you're dealing less damage. Plus Dragoon is at 4,000, like his opponent's Dragoon is at 4,000, so you can't like crash Dragoons here, which is unfortunate. And you had to bait out the Dragoon like with like Duster or Lightning Storm. So we'll just go battle phase, attack over for 25. Should put his opponent down to 35. There's no prosperity clause here this time around. So the damage should be as it reads. Passing it over to our Dark Magician player here, as he really can't do much else this turn because of the restrictions from the Red Eyes Fusion. It's going to be really interesting to see how Destiny Fusion shapes up the format, or Fusion Destiny. I wonder if it'll actually replace cards like Red Eyes Fusion in decks like Cyber Dragon, because if this were Fusion Destiny, you could do normal Cyber Dragon plays, and at the end get an Enforcer. But you know, maybe if he's actually able to do plays, you know, he can access an out to the Dragoon by like, you know, getting a Repair Plant, searching Jizukiru, and then summoning Enforcer at the end of the turn to really lock down the game. But we're just gonna see our Dark Magician player go ahead and run over his Dragoon, pass it back to our Cyber Dragon player. They're going to pass, unable to actually do anything here, which is kind of shocking. I really wonder what's in the hand of our Cyber Dragon player right now that's making it so he actually can't play the game. We're going to see our Dark Magician player just set a card here and go ahead and go into the battle phase, swinging for 4,000 with the Dragoon, putting him down to 3 here, putting him on a 1-turn clock. So really need to draw something at this point. Looks like I see evenly match, imperm. So we're going to see him activate evenly matched here. And this probably won't get negated by Dragoon because like there really isn't a reason to negate, but he's just going to go ahead and negate. Okay. Pitching Solemn Judgment, and I'm assuming the reason he didn't set the Judgment is because he doesn't have any other cards in hand. That is at least what makes the most sense to me, but he's got another evenly match, so he's able to activate it again, and this is going to force out that back row because there's no reason you don't banish the Dragoon, unless that last set card is like a Torrential or something. Yeah, evenly is going to resolve getting rid of that last card. But yeah, I feel like you just let that back row get banished, and then you hold the Dragoon negate for something like Core here, and then you just like win on the spot. I think you have a 4,000 Dragoon. And the imperm in his hand, it really isn't going to do anything here, but he's going to get to search. Oh my god, he's got the dupe too. So he's going to get to search Repair Plant, which is going to get him access to Jizukiru. Yeah, it's right there on the bottom of his deck, so he's definitely playing it. So yeah, that negating that evenly matched Dragoon just actually, I think, cost him the game here, which is very unfortunate. Because like you hold the negate, right? Who cares what that last back row is? Like, I mean, I'd be curious to see what that last back row was that he was trying to protect. I mean, granted, double evenly matched is double evenly matched, but still, like, if you have Dragoon in a set, I feel like you're holding the Dragoon and then you're saving it for something more threatening. But, you know, it is what it is. So he's going to contact fusion with the Jizakiro and the Cyber Dragon into the Fortress Dragon, going to infinity. And he's only at 3,000 life points left here, so I think he's debating on whether or not he actually wanted to go into Anaconda, and it looks like he's not going to. Then it dropped him down to 1,000, which puts him in range to just get, you know, hit with anything over top of the Verite, but then he could just, like, suck up the Verite with the infinity. So, like, oh, well, I guess I also see why he didn't, because, like, he doesn't have anything to set. Because he has Imperm. Like, he could hold the Imperm and have 2 negates, or he could save the life points and still have 2 negates with Imperm Infinity. So I guess that kind of checks out there. And obviously he can't do any damage here, otherwise it would have been game. But of course he did already exhaust his battle phase because of evenly matched. And let's see what our Dark Magician player found off the top here. Hopefully something good. Otherwise this is probably just going to be, you know, extend the handshake. GG's. Cyber Dragon taking it 2-0. Which I realized I never went over the poll at the beginning of the video, but I think it's about like 500 votes as I'm recording this, and a overwhelming majority of votes going to Cyber Dragon, 76% to 24%. He top decked Magicalized Fusion, and there's no way that's resolving, because that means another Dragoon, so Infinity stopping that. And yeah, I think you guys are right in this poll here, 100%. He's going to pass turn. And yeah, he finds Noxter off the top. What a great draw. Like, what an insane top. Both players having really good top decks there. Unfortunately, the Dark Magician's not mattering too much. But Cyber Dragon taking it 2-0. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see more of my content, click on one of the videos popping up on the bottom of the screen. And last but not least, a huge thank you goes to all of the members that support this channel. But a special thanks goes to our Divine level channel members, who are Cadillacs84, Pony Start, Key Sigers, Tweeter0226, and Black Ninja Money. Again, thank you guys so much for your extremely generous support.